Hello, my name is Sherry Feliciano, and this is my Unit 7 visual presentation on Paul Revere. Paul Revere is a historical figure and hero of the American Revolutionary War, and is remembered today for his famous midnight ride. Revere's midnight ride was to warn the Minutemen that the British were coming and warn them to be armed and ready to fight. Paul Revere had arranged to have a signal lit in the Old North Church of one lantern if the British were coming by land and two lanterns if they were coming by sea. Hence the famous saying, one by land, two by sea. He stopped in every house on his way to Lexington to warn John Hancock and Samuel Adams, who were the Patriot leaders in the American Crusade, about the British coming, and they were able to safely escape. The British planned on arresting Hancock and Adams and then heading to Concord to confiscate the colony stores, which held all the armory. Before Revere left Lexington, he was joined by two other riders, William Dawes and Dr. Samuel Prescott, who were sent to do the same task and to make sure the colony stores in Concord that had ammunition, gunpowder, and several cannons stockpiled were secure and hidden. Unfortunately, before the three of them could cover the stretch between Lexington and Concord, they came upon a roadblock by the British redcoats. They tried to break through, but only Prescott was able to prevail, using his knowledge of the countryside to his advantage and keep from being captured. Prescott was able to complete the journey to Concord and deliver the warning to the townspeople there. Paul Revere was captured, taken prisoner, and interrogated, where he intentionally inflated the number of men waiting for the British at Concord. Hearing this and fearing for their safety, the British released Revere, but gave him a tired horse to slow his return to Lexington. Upon returning to Lexington, Revere joined Hancock and Adams on their way to the countryside, but made a frantic return to Lexington Tavern, where Hancock had accidentally left some very important papers. As Revere left town with the papers in hand at early dawn, he heard shots and could see smoke in the distance, which would ultimately be the opening round in the struggle for independence and the start to the American Revolutionary War. Society today argues whether or not Paul Revere actually finished his midnight ride, being he was captured outside of Lexington and never arrived in Concord. The main mission of Revere and Dawes was to contact Samuel Adams and John Hancock in Lexington. They were then to alarm the countryside of the British coming and continue on to Concord to verify that the colony stores had all the ammunition safely dispersed and hidden. One can see that Prescott was the one to make it to Concord to warn of the British coming, not Revere or Dawes. But that is why the alarm system invented by the Patriots was designed this way, to ensure if one rider was captured, it would not prevent the alarm from being sounded. The mission was too important to leave to one rider alone, even one as trustworthy as Paul Revere. Because of Revere's warning, the Minutemen were ready the next morning for the historic battle that led to the American Revolution. Without Revere's midnight ride warning the Minutemen, the signals in the belfry of Old North Church, and warning Hancock and Adams to flee Lexington, there could have been a much different outcome to the beginning of the American Revolutionary War, an outcome that might have changed how things are today and how we see history unfold before us. This concludes my Unit 7 presentation on Paul Revere.